Good morning, everybody. Today is Monday. We're going to the CNC shop. I'm leaving my truck behind in the shop. I'm going to see if the forklift is even capable of lifting these units. I don't know if it's the appropriate size or not for these type of machines, so we'll see what happens, really. I'm going to drop Mason Boy off at the ex-missus. He's been back here on squirrel detail. He's back here looking for the squirrels with his ball. I got to upgrade the ball that he has. He's had it for 4 or 5 years now, and he broke the squeaker out of it. He uses this specific ball to squeak at squirrels while he's on guard duty. That's his favorite ball. He had that thing all the way from Michigan to Florida while we were traveling. He brought it with him to the beach. This, that, and the other thing. He's just real bummed out that this squeaker don't work in it. He tears up just about any other toy I give him. He keeps that one in good shape, so I don't know. He must really love it. Get our butts in gear and get over there and start continuing tearing down the rest of that shop. So basically we got all those heavy machines are basically broke down almost enough. I want to get inside of some of the internals and see if I can pull out wire or transformers, stuff like that. But I'm pretty sure all of that machinery is run off of the massive bus bars that's in the ceiling, and I'm pretty sure that's where the transformers would be too. So with that being said, there's probably not much left in those machines after tearing the motors off. We're gonna go see if that forklift is capable, and well, to be quite honest with you guys, I don't have much forklift experience at all. I was a construction worker. I poured concrete my whole life. I'm professional with a skid steer. A forklift is something that I've never really had on a job site before. So I mean, I guess it's like learning to ride a bike. Should be a piece of cake. We'll see what happens though. I've got next to 0 hours of experience on forklift. I've seen them run and operate all the time. They seem pretty straightforward, and you know, once I figure out what all the levers and buttons and stuff do. But anyhow, we are heading out, and you are going to ex-missus because you can't be in the shop while I'm moving the stuff around. Okay. We'll see you there. And I finally was able to get in through the front door here. Let me explain that in a second here. Yeah. Well, so basically I got here this morning and I couldn't get the door open. I thought it had a lock on it somewhere, or this or that or the other thing, you know, and it just felt like it was bound up, like it was stuck. It was not going up, is what I'm saying. And so I grabbed the forklift. I lightly pulled up on one corner, not damaging anything. I'm just trying to figure out, you know, like what the deal is. And well, I found out how it opens. I was looking outside, and this roller bay door, it catches in the middle, right up here in the middle. So by putting pressure on it right here and then pushing up with your knee is how it opens. See that? That was a little the sweet spot, let's just call it. So yeah, so we found out the forklift runs. I wish I would have got a cold start video of that. It was, you know, I think this was the original shop's forklift. It had to have been. Had a rough time starting, but it started and it's running. We're gonna figure out if these machines are movable. That big white one right there, though, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know if that forklift can lift that up physically. This whole portion right here is all one piece. But if it can, That would be pretty awesome to find out. These don't roll up no more. They're just old. But we can get them up a little bit higher, get some more light in here. All these shop lights don't work. I was told to just take them down, so that's what we're doing with that. Yeah, I figured out that forklift pretty easily. I'm pretty confident. I think. Yeah, those don't roll up no more. I tried one and it didn't go, so I don't trust any of them. We just curl them up right there. We got a lot more light in now, but should be better than last time I was here. There's a crane arm on that we got to disassemble. Don't exactly know what all that entails yet, but in order to get that and that machine pulled out, you know, we'll have to look into it. We can take panels off of these to see what's inside, but I don't think there's gonna be much inside. There is a small pump right there. I don't know if this is scrap or not, but we want to just, you know, we're going to get rid of the tables. All right, everybody, I kind of have to slouch a little bit in this machine to have the camera on my head, but you guys get like the POV version of working with the forklift here. We're going to go over there and we're going to take that crane arm down. I'm going to see if the forks can safely get up to that point to where I could just rest the top portion on the forks and then just unbolt it and pull it. And then just lower it down, and then we'll take that big piece of angle iron off that table and see if we can move a big table. And if we can start, if this high-low is able to move these heavy tables, then I'm gonna confirm it with my scrapyard to come today. And then all I gotta do is pull these motors off, and then we can get all of the big machines out and gone. That would be huge. So that's our goal. This thing starts and runs, and not very well, but uh-oh, that's no bueno. All right, will you start now for me? Okay, I know what I'm gonna have to do here. We need to put this in the middle and have it for balance. should be able to safely unhook that. We got it. We should be able to pull it straight up. Don't come crashing down. I feel like we got it. We got it. Down we go. Heavy. I just want it out of the way for now. I think I can get an impact on those. I'm going to shut the forklift down for a minute. That was basically what I needed it for at the moment, to get that top arm off. But either way, we're trying to get this piece of angle iron off of this work table. So we're going to do that right now. Okay. Now it's just kind of resting on threads. I need my other glove. These are kind of greasy. But once we pop that off, I am going to attempt to lift one of these tables to see what in the actual heck, if we can do it or not, if that forklift is capable. Yeah, we got it. Oh yeah, you're heavy. Oi! I am going to set this just right here, out of the way. We can load that with the truck at some point. I keep trying to find a reason to keep it, but I don't think I need it. This is empty, and we need to cut that. Our priority is right now is readying these machines so I can load them. And if I'm confident that I can load them and that it will lift the weight, then, you know. I looked on the inside of here and there's not much at all. It's just all the hydraulic stuff. There is one little transformer right there. If we have time, we'll pull those. But getting this ready to go bye-bye is gonna take a lot of stress off of me mentally. But I'd be so happy to get all these big machines out. That'd be a lot of progress. Okay, a little update. They are getting that roll-off up out of our way. That's pretty good news. So I found some more motors in these machines that I was working on. Down here there's a hydraulic pump and there's 2 big motors, and that's in each of these. Now I can get at the one behind me. Lifting the back of the forklift up, man. Fudge. to do. It's not going to lift it. This forklift doesn't have the capacity, I don't think. Each other way I go about it, guys, the back tires on this thing are coming off the ground. I don't know. I don't know. What the hell am I gonna do? Yeah, big problem. So we're starting to break them down a little bit. We're getting some of the top heavy pieces off. I'm hoping that'll do the trick so we'll be able to load these things. Because every time I go to lift it, it tips the back end of this forklift straight up. No matter which angle I take. So what I think is now we're lifting off chunks and pieces of these machines to lighten them up. I took like a 300-pound chunk off of the one end already. Now we're going to take this one side off right here because they pop off easily. That'll come free or not. Might be able to lift it up now. We got it free. Ooh, that's a heavy piece. Oh, stay. I gotta make sure this is free. I gotta cut that. With those two pieces off, I hope I can lift that. I'm praying that I can. Holy shit, I almost got it. I almost got it to where I'm not tipping. Oh. Shit. Dead battery again. When I stall it, I have no more lift. But guys, I can almost lift it now with those top pieces off of there. So let's just start. We'll be right back with another update. Because if I can lift it like that, I might be able to get it up on a flatbed trailer. Very tippy. Back to get traction. That is the tipping point. I still might be in trouble, guys. I need a bigger machine that lifts this. Yep, see, there I go. Shucks. That's a big problem. So close though. Hopefully it'll come loose. Yeah, it did. And the biggest problem that I'm having to overcome is these machines are too heavy for that forklift right there. So I've been having to tear them down. All the top parts of this CNC machine is tore off, and they're sitting right over here, see? Now with all that out and the 2 extra motors and the oil pump reservoir out, I am just barely able to lift that kind of machine. So the one that I'm working on now, it's impossible to lift up out of here unless I have a cutting torch or a skid steer. I think a skid steer would have enough oomph to lift this up onto a trailer. But besides that, well, yeah, I'm gonna have to let him know about that. I brought my car today because I knew I wasn't gonna be able to get a scrap load in today. There's a lot of stuff here to do. But once I get all these electric motors off, I'm gonna start tearing down that machine right over there. Tearing the stuff off the top of it. I already pulled the 2 lower electric motors that run the hydraulics. Or the oil or reservoirs, yeah. I've been piling all the non-ferrous, like electric motors and wires, all along the walls and stuff. All the things that are small to where I don't really need a machine. I could just load it with my truck. That's what I'm setting aside. Yeah, there's no way to get an impact tool in on these. They come off with a wrench. I had hesitations about coming out here to work because my left shoulder, I woke up this morning and my left shoulder was all pinched up, the nerve. It hurts badly. So I'm just kind of doing what I can here. And that's what I'm gonna do. My goal is to get all of these machines liftable and loadable so I can come back tomorrow and have to be able to load this stuff. Pretty much. There. Oh, looks like there's 2 more, or just 1 more, looks like. Can someone explain to me how you would fit a power tool to get these nuts off, to get the motor out? Because I don't think there's any power tool that's gonna fit up in there. For sure. I have just enough room to get a half a turn with a wrench. Yep. So explain that. Power tools for this. Yep. It started raining and now it got real bright outside again, so hopefully that'll help the camera. But that piece right there that you're looking at, that green piece, that's almost basically liftable with that forklift. Okay, you're not coming off yet? What is wrong with you? I'm gonna smack it with a hammer. There. Now get off of there. Thank you. Thank you. Oh! Almost showed me. I hope you guys don't think I'm treating these motors any differently. They're getting sold as is. Yes, sirree, Bob. Oy. I'm gonna take down all these fluorescent lights today too. Before I leave, I'm gonna tape my grinder to a stick and I'm gonna go around cutting all the chains on them and just let them fall. Just let them all fall down. Okay, that's free. So just to recap on the last two videos, you don't have to tear down electric motors if you don't want to. Yeah, doesn't have to happen. You can skip it. You can just sell them whole. The scrap yards, believe it or not, they have a category for electric motors whole. So you don't have to tear them down, thankfully. It's kind of sucks that I'm getting 25 cents a pound for it, but you know, it is what it is, and I'm not complaining about it. I'm just getting it done, and I'm getting it done. Does that make sense? Yeah, this one's gonna need a full-size skid steer to move with long forks. Hopefully I can use that skid steer that's back here. I should have asked that today so far, just to see what they would say. I can't even lift my left arm over my shoulder. This sucks. Okay, got it. Ouch. Okay, let's go tear that one down over there. That piece is free now. Yes, I'm teetering. So what I'm doing is I'm setting it all up to be able to be picked up by a skid steer, because this is not tough enough to lift it. It's not. I was barely able to dismantle it with this machine. I mean, yes, it'll lift it like that, but I go any higher up, it's gonna get tippy. And then I won't be able to load it on the flat deck. I am barely managing right now. It's tipping. So I'm flipping it around so we can grab it with the forks with the skid steer. I'm gonna have to use the one in the backyard. I don't know whose it is, but I feel like it's like a tree removal company's machine. I'm gonna have to ask them. So I'm lining these all up to get picked up right now. And this forklift's definitely not going to lift this one. There's not a chance that one's going to lift up. Okay, I think that's about as far as I'm going to be able to get today. This stuff is all liftable by the skid steer or by the forklift, but it doesn't have enough ass. Definitely not enough ass to move that one. We need that skid steer. That bobcat right there would do it. And there's long pairs of forks along the side too. All right. And the skid steer should definitely be able to fit through that doorway. The height wise, yes, it'll clear for sure. All right. This one's definitely not going to get moved by no forklift. Not that one here. But all right, I got to take a break. I got to figure out my next move. I think I'm going to cut down all these fluorescent lights. Okay, everybody, that is probably it for me today. I've got a lot of stuff done here. Unfortunately, this high-low is not bulky enough. It does not have the amount of ASS I need to lift these heavy machines. It doesn't. I had to tear these half down. All the stuff that was on top of these are actually over there in a pile in my attempts to make it light enough to be able to lift. But in all reality, the forklift is not going to cut the cheese because it ain't going to lift that. There's just no way. The only thing that I know that would probably lift it is that skid steer over there. So hopefully we can use that skid steer to load this stuff tomorrow. That would be ideal. Yep. And we'll be back here tomorrow probably. Oh, here's another fluorescent light. I just zipped them all down with a grinder on a stick. All right. Have a good day, everybody. I'm going home. So, everybody, it turns out that the skid steer out back is not ours to use. We can't use it, and I had a feeling it belonged to the tree company that was here doing tree work. This little high-low does not have enough balls to lift up these machines, especially this big white one right here. I broke these two CNC machines down and got all the heavy stuff off the top, and I pulled a couple other big motors and hydraulic pump stuff that was basically inside of those holes right there. And that high-low right there can just barely lift that right there. This forklift can barely lift these machines, especially especially this big white one. But